commencing the Azaan of Ahl Sunnah wal Jamaat wasalim salihin. What an honor. The Prophet Muhammad mentions, if you knew the khair, the virtue in calling for the Azaan, you'll be fighting one another.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده وحبيبه ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون. صدق الله العظيم. Allah Azza wa Jal instructs us upon guidance when we seek the requirement of knowledge and we do not understand or we do not obtain that knowledge. فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ, that we ask of those who hold those knowledges, who hold those ilm. This is a very important topic. When we start a topic in Islam, and we start a topic of advice and of virtue, it's so important to start with the hamd and durood, salawat upon Muhammad alayhi salam, and seeking refuge in Allah from the outcast, shaitan, and testifying the faith of Tawheed. There's only one God, Allah, worthy of worship, and Muhammad alayhi salam is his messenger. Anyone who begins a topic without this principle of introduction and without the contemplation of connection to Allah, seeking Allah's guidance and the ruh, the spiritual presence of Allah's beloved Muhammad alayhi salam, and those who inherited of that knowledge and amanat, the wali'Ullah, qaddasallahu sirrahu, then that task that we speak about is destined to fail. It's destined to fail. This is also a hadith. So be patient. When an imam is starting his topic with the hamd and durood, hold love and honor for that sound. For he is bringing the presence of Allah, the angels, the prophets, and the awliyaullah to your company. Such a company that the malaika, the angels, are above you, ascending all the way to the heavens, seeking mercy from Allah upon you, interceding on behalf of you. Yani, what an honor. Someone who has contemplation and remembrance of Allah in their intention of sincerity, they can pray 2 rakat of salat, and it'll be worth more than someone who doesn't have this intention of contemplation and niyati and ihsan to Allah. And that person that prays 70 years, the one that prayed 2 years will outweigh the 70 years. There's a lot of vain talk today. There's a lot of people who do not understand the spiritual virtues of connecting to Allah and the Prophet and the awliyaullah and the prophets. However, nothing we do, not one thing, is victorious because of our hands. No, Allah looks at our hearts, the level of taqwa, and that's how He finds the daraja we are in. That's how we are positioned and placed within the dunya of honor and responsibility and authority. Muhammad alayhi salam is our master. Allah Azza wa Jalla sent him to us in the ultimate form of guidance. From darkness to light, we came. We were in a form of jahiliyyah in the time of Rasulullah being revealed as a prophet and the Quran and the Wahi. Now today we are in a second form of jahiliyyah. For never in history, for 1441 years, 46 years now, have we ever been in this state of loss. To think we are Muslim in name, but spiritually we are challenging the people who bring Allah's presence to account by saying Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een, wa man tabi'ahu bi ihsan ila yawm ad-din. Muhammad alayhi salam cautioned us towards the end of time, our number will be vast, will be massive, but our weight will be like rubbish, like straws on water, he said. When the Sahaba were bamboozled why this might happen, his reply was, because they will stop running for the akhirah, the hereafter, and they will start running for the dunya. How big is our number today? And look at our brothers and sisters around the world. For 100 years since we have let go of the Khalifa, the Osmanliya, since we have let go of them, how many Muslims have struggled? Do you think Palestine's condition is just occurred today? They have been doing this with the Masonics. They have been doing this with British Masonics and the Arab that is a hypocrite. From Najd he came. Najd. Muhammad said the fitna will come from this one. And now you're concerned that there is a brother and a child that is struggling in Palestine? What about Chechnya? What about Kashmir? What about Dagestan? What about Iraq? What about Afghanistan? And you want to cry for Palestine like you just wake up today? Well, if you did just wake up, it is good. It is good, mashallah, it's very good. Now, condition your iman. Now, seek Allah in virtue, in spirituality, and look at Muhammad as your guide. Empower yourself with spiritual iman. Empower yourself. And when you give that takbir, Allahu Akbar, that one takbir will fix the dunya for you. Because that takbir is not yours, it's Allah's. It's Allah's. When you start a task, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is very important. Very important. Otherwise, what good is it to be 1.8 billion in a population of 8 billion and try to think that we are something, when we can't even protect our little sisters and boys and children and mothers from the hands of people who have oppressed us? We don't return ugliness for ugliness. We don't return enmity for hatred. When people are bad to us, we return kindness. That's the sunnah of Rasulullah. When we don't understand something, we'll be patient and we seek it from those who understand it. We are not extremists. We are not barbarics. We do not look at the crusades of a way of leadership. We look at وَمَا أَرْسَلْتَهُ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Allah says in the Quran Kareem, we have sent him, the Prophet, as a mercy to alameen, to all of existence. And we want to look at conditions of our ego and feel sorry for conditions of situations that we see around us, and we want to entitle it to the opposition. No, entitle it to yourself. The responsibility is yours. If your takbir was sincere and it was legit, then the truthful people today who have been discarded and put away like they're untruthful because of the mass rejecting them and taking the materialistic imams, because everyone's too lazy. No one wants to do sunnah. No one wants to do nawafil. Nobody wants to do the voluntary acts. Because it's sunnah, they say. It's sunnah. It's sunnah. It's okay, brother. It's sunnah. It's not okay. You reject the sunnah, it's kufr. It's disbelief. You can be weak towards the sunnah and not conduct it because you're weak, and accept that. And Allah will forgive you for that. But if you say it's sunnah and leave it, then the ahlul bidah, the people of dalalah, have come upon you. They have succeeded. Muhammad is always on this dunya in the spiritual form. Allah has given him the amanat of the ummah, and that amanat, he's the master of this. Allah gave it to him. No other nation has what we have. So do you think Allah is going to remove him and he's never going to see this again? You think Allah is that cruel? He's not. So Muhammad in the Quran, Allah says, he is a witness over you. He's witness of us today. And how do you think he feels when the Muslims are so big in number but don't even know how to connect their soul to his soul? You can't find Allah on your own. You need the intercession of Muhammad because when you say La ilaha illallah, Tawheed, Muhammadur Rasulullah, Allah says you come to me from any other door other than Muhammadur Rasulullah, any other path, He doesn't accept it. La ilaha illallah is upon all prophets and nations. But La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah is a sila prophet, and nobody can arrive to Allah's door without Muhammad alayhi salam once he's been revealed. Now we are waiting for Mahdi alayhi salam, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, Sayyid al-Zaman, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. Make dua to be in his company. And those who are the Muslims that sell out the innocents, those hypocrite Muslims, they are your enmity channels, not the non-believers. Non-believers are non-believers. They stand where they sit where they lie. You know their position. The Muslim who pretends to be your brother or your leader and leads you away from spirituality, he is the one you seek protection from Allah from. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. Is there any other word than to give peace and blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that has a virtue to spiritually ignite and revive your soul and your spirituality? Allah says, that's durood, the salawat. The virtue of it is endless. Go read it, go Google it. Giving durood, salawat upon the Prophet, it gives you power. Power to be a follower. And then through that follower to be a messenger of the messenger. And from that standard, you will see the difference. We can't even change the simplest concepts in our egos to sacrifice our desires, and yet we want to cry for others. Cry for yourself. Cry for yourself. How many imams came? How many shaykh came to teach us? Be aware of your self-ego. Be aware of your lust. Be aware of your desires. Don't give in to your carnal self. This dunya is a test. But when you die, you won't even know this dunya anymore. It's your deeds, it's your actions through spirit that's going to live for you. And we are all selling each other out because we want to share of this dirty, filthy world. Allah give us guidance. Allah forgive us. Allah unite us under the banner of Islam, of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jamaat, salihin, salallahu. These topics are more for myself than anyone else. However, it is my duty. Muhammad said, when my companions are being slandered and put down, and the one who knows the truth doesn't stand up to correct it, may he be damned by Allah, and Allah, His Prophet, and humanity will curse this person. That's all we're doing. Whether it's one person that hears it or none, at least Allah has heard it and He knows it. My intention is sincerely for Allah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I don't seek to offend anyone. I don't seek to put anyone down. However, I see Allah and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and those who inherit that knowledge, the salihin, the awli'Ullah, wali'Ullah, qudsu sirrahu. That's all we do. Seek to please. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.